Hello, everyone. So this is a do-over. I did this actually today. That happens. I figured it's meant to be. I did this on my personal page, and I know sometimes it doesn't allow me to share it to this group. So this is January 9th, and I'm going to read this. It's probably good. I can read it again, and because if I don't read it through first, I kind of stumble around in it sometimes. So January 9th. The pain of today is the victory of tomorrow. And that's from strugglersala.com. So, what if I need not marry the concept that struggling is a necessity? What if struggling is something the ego, the inner critic, the bully in my brain came up with? You have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. Louise Hay. When I have a lot of momentum of thought criticizing myself, like years of it or decades, it can feel like a daunting task to approve of myself. I may have tried this with affirmations or positive self-talk, yet the bully in my brain is so entrenched that my mind just doesn't believe the positive. Here's where I make this easier for myself. I need not try to think positive or even say nicer, kinder things to myself. I can, however, use interrupting my thoughts once again. And what happens over time is I naturally feel more positive towards myself. I naturally think better thoughts about myself. How could this be? What if I was born intact with pure positive energy, self-esteem, and goodwill towards myself? What if this all just got covered over like clouds moving over the sun? So now my pure positive energy isn't available to my human self. What if this interrupting business is the simplest, easiest way to shift from self-criticism to self-approval? I simply interrupt the critical self-talk when I notice it, and over time, I notice the criticism softens and creates space for the pure positive being I truly am to come shining through. I need not believe this yet, but I like that this could be possible. Today, thought for the day. Today, I play the role of pattern interrupter. When I notice the bully in my brain is active, I interrupt it, I ask it to leave, or I just take a freaking break. So, what I said, and if you're connected to me on my personal page, you can see this video again, but with different editorial. I'm not at all suggesting that you sit around every day and be like, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? What am I thinking? That would drive you crazy. But what it is if you just sort of set an intention to start to notice your thoughts, when you notice them, you're not going to notice them most of the time. But you'll start to notice on occasion, oh God, wow, I'm really thinking negatively. And when you start to get in touch with what I call your inner, like your resting thought rate, just look at people. When you look around, most people walk around with kind of a frown or a scowl. In fact, the ones that smile at you are like, wow, what's going on there? I think it's a reflection of our culture and society and how we all tend to be so hard on ourselves. I mean, I have a freaking PhD in doing that to myself, being hard on myself. And to catch the thoughts is a doable thing. And what I said on the other video, and many of you know this here, is I literally spent a year not sleeping through the night because I thank God I woke up from the nightmare of the law of attraction, which was, I'm thinking these thoughts, I'm going to attract more of this to me. That's its own blame and punishment. So when you start to wake up and just go, I have negative thoughts. I got programmed early on in life. I think negatively, but I can't stop them, but I can interrupt them. It makes all the difference. For me, it takes the pressure off. If you think you've got to stop those thoughts, that's just another pressure cooker. But if you're like, I can't stop them, but I can interrupt them. And tapping is a beautiful tool to interrupt the thoughts. It's like, God, there I am. I'm thinking this. Like, I'm realizing I'm telling myself I'm a loser. I'm telling myself I hate myself. And even just tapping while you're talking out loud to yourself that way, look at that. You're interrupting the pattern. And this is the thing that's interesting. If you can even ask this simple question, who's running my show right now? Who's running my show? And this is the way I break this down. If you have that strong emotional charge that's like that, I guarantee you that's the kid. That's the wounded child that's like feeling so emotional and feeling very young. You can go, how old do I feel right now? You're going to find that you feel pretty young. And then if you notice that you're just feeling really bad about yourself and like, I'm a loser and I'm too fat or I'm too thin or I'm not pretty enough or handsome enough or strong enough or intelligent enough, that's a guarantee it's the bully in your brain, because that's the one that's that I like to make it sound like this because it sounds like that to me. Mine takes on a fairly demonic quality. I do personally, when I catch it, I tell it to fuck off. I'm like, fuck off. And I find it's quelled. And you can just say, oh, just noticing it interrupts it. And that's all you need to do. And if you think you've got to start thinking positive, that's just going to double down on yourself and you're just going to feel worse because you can't. You physiologically do not have access. You need to start to shift that over time. And the brain needs time to integrate that and catch up with it. And I would say if you could give it 60, 90 days, not all day long, think about it, but I'm just going to set the intention when I catch my thoughts kind of reeling out of control. I'm going to interrupt it. That's all I got to do when I catch it. I might catch it once a day. Who cares? It's huge. You will be surprised at how quickly something can start to change for you when you just start to interrupt it. And that's what really that is about, is who's running my show? Is it the kid? Is it the bully? Because it's the healthy part of us that's asking that. Who's running my show? And then interrupting it is just another step that really allows you to start to, like I always say, the old vinyl records, you take the needle and you scratch it, they never sound the same. Interrupting your thoughts is virtually the same thing. That record in your head is never going to keep playing the same way. And the more you interrupt it, the more you start to notice that the negative stuff is less entrenched. And then here's how it worked for me. I was like, God, I noticed I'm not feeling so negatively. And then all of a sudden I noticed what I call my resting thought rate was like, wow, it's like even kind of positive. What's up there? Like that showed how it was changing. But again, the problem I see in the personal development world is they're like, snap, snap, just do it. Put your big girl pants on. They do all this stuff. Not all of them and not all of the programs, but I love that line about most of that's about creating a stronger ego instead of like clearing out the muck of that. Stop punishing ourselves using those pithy quotes to do it. And then going, it's going to take me some time. I've had this entrenched pattern for a while. So, Joanne, once again, nice to see you. Lauren and Paula, that's the three I can tell are here. It looks like there's more here, but thanks for being here live and coming to you from Dunlap, Tennessee. We're hitting the road and heading towards St. Augustine. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for January 10th. Bye for now. Have a great rest of your day or evening or morning, wherever you are. Bye.